welcome back to the Foodie Fix for our Thanksgiving episode. This is my mom. Hi. She's gonna be my lovely assistant today. You might have seen her before on our Mama June episode. She was one of our foodie connoisseurs. So we're gonna just jump right in. For our first recipe, we have crescent rolls and breakfast sausage. We're gonna make something called a sausage pinwheel. So let me show you how to do it. Now that we have the crescent roll all rolled out, you want to pinch the seams together so that they don't have any open holes. We're going to make this kind of like a sushi style. We have our sausage, about half a pound of sausage for each roll of crescent rolls. So I'm just going to do what I always did to get it out easier, which is cut in half and squeeze from the tip. And I'm just going to take a spoon and smush down and spread. Probably do with our hands too.
So Brittany, may I ask a question?
No, but okay.
Was that room temperature?
This one is cold, but it's been sitting out for about an hour, so it could be kind of a decent amount.
Okay.
It says to spread it out real thin, just because it's going to cook and the crescent roll is going to cook. I don't think I put enough on this side, so I'm just going to keep smushing over. You want to make sure to keep it about a half an inch from the edge. I'm assuming it's so that whenever the crescent rolls cook and they expand, it doesn't like overlap. I'm just going to do what it says on the line. It's obviously not very well spread out, but what do you think?
Needs more over here. That needs more over here. That needs more over here. Okay, fine.
Okay, so now that we have it like this, I'm just going to take this. Oh, I forgot to remind y'all, wax paper and lightly grease it. That way it doesn't stick too much to it. You know what? That's not a good way to roll it. Let's roll it this way so we can make more out of it. That seems a smarter way to go. So as I roll, I'm seeing I'm gonna have to like pinch the seams a little bit more. This would have been a really good time to have a sushi mat. Oh, there's a lot of holes. I didn't pinch the seams well enough. There's a lot of holes back
There's
there.
a hole, and there's a hole, and there's a hole.
I'm just gonna try to pinch those as close as I can. Okay. That seems okay-ish to me. Okay, so now we have our sushi roll of crescent roll and breakfast sausage. Can you grease the pan real quick?
Absolutely.
While she greases that, I'm gonna start cutting these into the pinwheels that we're gonna have. That one's basically just crescent roll. It's really sad looking.
Do I just put them on here like this?
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll get back to y'all whenever we finish all this. So we're just about done cutting these up. Our suggestion is to stick it in the freezer for just a little bit. Make sure the crescent roll is a little bit more hard, I guess, or firm. That we can cut it a little bit better. Before, because the crescent rolls and sausage were a little bit more room temperature, it was a little harder. So we're gonna take these and we're gonna stick them in the oven, 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, so our sausage pinwheels are done now. We're just gonna take them out the oven.
Ooh, those look yummy.
Look at that. So I'm just gonna stick these in here. As my mom would say, people eat with their eyes first, so presentation is everything. Okay, so this recipe is one that my mom does every now and then. It's a very simple recipe for potatoes when you don't want mashed potatoes. We have baby red potatoes, we have some rosemary, we have some thyme, fresh thyme, and fresh rosemary. We went and cut it outside in the garden. So we're just gonna take the potatoes, she's gonna cut them in half. Yeah, I'm gonna cut them in half.
So I have to tell you, Brittany, that's one of the things we really, really like is our fresh herbs that we grow. They're not real hard to grow. You know, you put them in a pot. It's November and these have been growing since, I think we got them back in February.
They're not just growing in your pot. They seed it out and they have some growing in the yard now too. So it's just not in the pots now because that's how easy they are to grow.
Yes, and all they need is water and sun and they're happy. This is only about 1.5 pounds of these potatoes, and of these potatoes, 1.5 pounds might feed 4 people. They're just really good, and they go with just about anything. They have that nice fall flavors with the rosemary and the color, yes, with the rosemary and the thyme there. Yep. So Brittany, while I'm doing this, if you want to pour in a little bit of the olive oil, just enough to kind of coat them a little bit.
The cork really nice.
I love that little container. We got it, I can't tell you where we got it, but we got it not too long ago. And it's just a quick and easy, kind of stylish way to put your olive oil on display. There we go. Almost done, we got 3 more. I didn't grab, you want to grab a spoon and kind of stir them? Maybe like a wooden spoon. Okay, so here's our fresh thyme. Again, we've been growing thyme in our yard since, gosh, like February, March, somewhere in that time. No pun intended. Thyme is very easy to cut up. You just kind of group it all together. You don't really have to even worry about taking the stems off, and you just start cutting. Kind of has that nice crunchy sound to it. And that's the stems being cut. And you can use as little or as much as you like of these fresh herbs. It just has a really good flavor to it. And again, adds that color. Do you smell that? Nice and fresh. Let's get that in there. Let's get that in there. Next, there's one more piece. Next is rosemary. If you've ever used rosemary, fresh rosemary, you know that you just take it to get the leaves off, hold it, and push down. And they come right off. Again, this is one that's growing in our yard, and the good thing about rosemary is it does not have problems in cold weather. I don't know if you've ever noticed or gone to Home Depot or Lowe's or something and seeing that they have those little Christmas trees that are made out of rosemary plants.
Yes, they smell so good.
They do. Which is really nice. And this is easy to cut up as well. How's it looking over there?
Coated.
Okay, so put,
Lightly coated, not just like that.
soak up the kosher salt and put some in your hand, and then just kind of sprinkle it in. Again, same like you do with the thyme, you just cut these leaves up. Again, it's very fragrant.
Salt bay.
Very, very fragrant. And rosemary actually goes good with pork and with chicken, so does the thyme. If you ever make homemade chicken noodle soup, just take a little bit of fresh rosemary, cut it up and sprinkle it in, and the same thing with thyme as well. And it is just, tastes like rotisserie chicken a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put this in there.
We can't really tell you how much measurement we use in this. It really is one of those things where you see online where the souls of your ancestors just tell you to stop.
My souls of my ancestors just said, it's just about enough rosemary. Okay, after it's mixed up pretty good, we're gonna transfer it to this cookie sheet. I'm gonna put a little more olive oil on the cookie sheet. And we may need maybe sprinkle just a little bit more in there.
Okay.
Just a little bit more in here. Ooh, that's plenty. My bad. My souls, my ancestors, they didn't speak fast enough. Alrighty, that's looking good. So let's put it down in here. Just pour it out. There we go. Oh my goodness, you smell all those fresh herbs?
Oh, it smells so good.
Yes, it does. Make sure you scrape out as much of this fresh herbs as you can.
Okay, let me do it like this.
Okay, while she's doing that, I like to flip all these little potatoes over because once they start cooking, they will get this nice crust on the bottom. And the inside of them will be nice and soft and just luscious. Very, very, very good. Yeah, once we get all these flipped over, and on here we're gonna sprinkle it one more time with the kosher salt. Give it a
I'll
little
open
bit
that
more.
back up then.
And then we're gonna put them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes or so. You just need to check them just to make sure they're not burning, but about 30 minutes is good. The smaller the potato, the quicker they'll cook. We personally like these smaller ones. You're gonna pour me in some, like right in here. All right, let's go with that. Ah, perfect. That's good. All right, so in the oven it goes for about 30 minutes at 400 degrees.
I'll get this one. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so let's take these potatoes out. Oh yeah, look at that. See how they're nice and wrinkled on top? That means they've lost some of that moisture in there, so they're really good.
Oh, I can't wait to have some.
Yeah, I think they'll taste great.
Okay. Okay, so now that we have our sausage rolls done, we're gonna move on to our dessert. We're doing this because we have the other part of the sausage rolls in the oven right now. So we're gonna kind of get this a little fast so we can get this done. So first we're gonna take a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling, just pumpkin. We're gonna put this into our stand mixer bowl. It smells like baby food.
It looks like baby food. What do you expect? It's the same color as what we have on.
We're actually making a double recipe just because that's what the ingredients list had, was the double recipe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the pumpkin pie, well not the pumpkin pie, the pumpkin. So then we're gonna get 2 blocks of cream cheese.
One for you. One for me.
And just remember, these are room temperature. The room temperature helps it blend a little bit easier. I'm just gonna open it and fluff it. Okay, lock that in place and get it going. Smells like baby food so much.
Again, it looks like baby food.
Just gonna throw these down on the edges. I got it on my hand. If not, a little dip in the bottom.
So how long do we mix it for?
We just mix it until it's smooth and creamy, and I think that looks kind of smooth and creamy. There's a couple small lumps, but I think we can get those out when we put the other stuff in. What do you think?
I think it looks great.
Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put in 2 cups of heavy cream. This one's got to be cold for it to work. That's gonna be how you get your light, fluffy mousse, part of the mousse. After that, we're gonna put in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna use kosher salt. My mom has this thing with table salt we use and stuff.
I just think table salt goes better on the table.
So we got our 1/4 teaspoon of kosher. Sorry, I'm reading off my phone. I don't have it written down. 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I'm just gonna open that up.
Yes!
Sealed for freshness. Ultra sealed. I just poured over this. Okay, so that's 1 1/4. Okay. So this one, to make it a little more diabetic friendly, instead of using sugar, we're going to use a stevia extract. 1 squirt is 1 teaspoon, and this calls for 2 teaspoons. Yeah, so.
Or you can measure in here too. It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll be safe. That way we know how much we're actually using. That's a long squirt. Do 1 teaspoon. 1.
That precision aim. So proud.
I think they might have a teaspoon and a squirt mixed up. Okay. I forgot the vanilla. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla too.
Measure here. That good old vanilla from Mexico. Hey, what's the butter for?
I don't know, you give me butter.
Oh. That's a great decoration.
Okay, so we have our teaspoon of vanilla in.
Okay.
We're gonna lock that in place and get it mixed up. Splatter guard. I'm gonna turn this off so you can hear me real quick. You just wanna keep going until it's light and fluffy.
And go.
So, my question is, what's a Thanksgiving dinner without family?
Yeah, you gotta have family.
So I'd like to bring some family members in so they can try some of the food that we've made for our Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. You can probably hear them already, but yeah. So these are my brothers, Christopher and Caleb. Come on out, guys. We've got 3 things that we're making. This is gonna be for tomorrow.
Come on over.
You know what those are. You know those. So we have sausage pinwheels, we have a pumpkin cheesecake mousse, and Mom made her special red potatoes. So
Those are brown.
They're red when we put them in.
Oh.
So go on, don't be shy.
Scoot on over. Oh.
Those may be hot. Now remember, that's got, you don't put them on top of each other. So remember, those have rosemary and thyme from our garden in them. So it's nice and...
Do we dip them in that?
No.
No. Or just dessert. I'm going to try potato too. You want one, Brittany?
Definitely have sausage.
You want to try potato? Oh yeah, look, it's kind of got that little, just that little bit of
You
a
like crunchy stuff?
crunchy side to it.
Yeah.
And it should be nice and soft on the inside too.
Oh. I'm hot.
It's good. We just took them out of the oven.
So the whipped cream is in case you want whipped cream on your mousse. The dessert, not the dessert, not the animal. Would you like mousse?
This one has a little bit of pumpkin spice on the top, right, Brittany?
Yes.
And
So
the other
pumpkin
one's-
spice or pumpkin?
Either way, I forgot my Uggs, but
So like a breakfast sausage in there?
Yes, it's regular breakfast sausage with crescent rolls and just rolled up.
So Kayla, pumpkin spice or pumpkin? It's pumpkin either way.
Yeah, that'll taste really good on there too. This has, Brittany, you want to tell them that, what'd you say? It's diabetic friendly, it's keto friendly. I'm not so sure I would say that it's low fat because
It's low fat.
because there's high, what is it?
Cholesterol.
No.
I would say it's low fat. She says no because
Heavy whipping cream, that's
She
what
says no
it is.
because of heavy whipping cream.
Yeah, there's heavy whipping cream in there. Caleb, would you
Take
like to
the
try one?
pumpkin spice.
Good choice, my man.
Brothers. Gay family. What happened to I'm crying. I want to see Khalil sound this.
It's still falling.
Just kept going.
Caleb, would you like some whipping cream? Christopher's got plenty. Some on yours.
Slap her all.
No.
Okay.
I definitely want to try the mousse.
Okay.
But I want to do non-pumpkin
So far,
spice.
so good.
So it's supposed to be pumpkin cheesecake mousse?
Yes. Seriously, what's Thanksgiving without family, y'all? Especially
These two.
this.
I like it. I do. It's really good. And I like that it's also diabetic friendly and keto friendly and low carb
And
and
gluten-free.
gluten free. Yeah. This is really good.
I mean, it's healthy.
I'm going to put all that on there.
Yeah, not anymore.
Kind of was at the beginning.
So, alrighty. Very good. Pretty good, Brittany.
A+. There you go. B-.
I think we're good.
Thank you for watching with us. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We have a Snapchat now. Our Snap code is somewhere on our Facebook page. I'll try to pin it back up to the top so you can see it. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube if you're watching this from Facebook. We would appreciate if you went to YouTube. I'd like to put a big thank you for Mom. She was a fabulous guest star today.
Thanks, Brittany. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
So make sure to follow us. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.